Hi all, Lou here, Tiny Mountain Houses. I've got a Nickolaus Ridge that we've recently completed for a customer. She's done some very specific things in here, and I think you're gonna love it. I think it's awesome. So we've got a Nickolaus Ridge, a 28-foot version of it, and as we look at this house, now keep in mind it's a customer unit, so some very specific things were done to basically fit their needs. But looking at the outside of this house, I mean, what you're gonna see if you're familiar with our builds is it's missing the accent metal on the outside. Once again, you know, she decided she wanted it all paint with the contrast coming from the trim color. So we've got that. This house is built at 14 feet high in shipping. We've added eaves to it. See the overhangs and the eaves. Also done the single light French door. On the hitch end, we've got the tankless water heater, which produces over 5 gallons a minute. And then you've got the mini split condenser sitting on top of the hitch there. We've dropped this trailer down to give us an additional interior height. In fact, this is the first unit we have ever built with 5-foot tall loft. So what we did was drop down the primary loft to just over 6 feet, increase the height of the interior, and we got the bigger loft in there. And I think it really looks incredible once you're inside. Added a second porch light. Of course, like always, we've got the LP, Louisiana Pacific residential siding with the 50-year warranty. We've got the 40-year warranty standing seam metal roof. It's a 212 roof pitch, and you're probably tired of listening to me talk about it. Let's go see. Come on, let's go in. Hey, Nick. Oh, man. You know, I love this house. I think it turned out so nice, so warm and inviting. And there's just a multitude of things that were done that this buyer wanted specifically to meet their needs that I think turned out beautifully. I'm going to start with the kitchen. What we've done here, if you're familiar with the Nickolaus Ridge, typically we don't have cabinets that extend this far. So what we've done here is made this area longer to enable to install this Fisher Paykel drawer dishwasher. And it's a beautiful, beautiful unit. See that? I mean, great. So we've made that a little bit longer in order to accommodate that. We've added the quartz countertops, of course, undermount sink, the pot filler, stainless steel, or I should say satin nickel, faucet here. And one of the other things that this particular buyer wanted us to do was open shelves. So you can see the open shelves in here. They're done in butcher block, and that butcher block matches the other butcher block that you're going to see throughout this build. If you look over to my right, you're going to see the same thing. Butcher block here. Instead of a cabinet above here, we housed the range hood inside the butcher block surround that we made. 2-burner propane cooktop, stainless steel, and we added the built-in electric oven here. I think the combination, we do it a lot, turned out awesome. One of the things you might have noticed is the knobs. Take a look at these very colorful knobs. These were specific. They were provided to us from the homeowner, and she had some very specific placements for these that we accommodated. I think they look pretty neat. They're kind of whimsical. I mean, there's different styles, different colors. I like them a lot. And of course, as always, you know, soft close doors and drawers, as I just showed you. We've got a bank of drawers in here. We've got a narrow pantry cabinet there. And we've got the refrigerator, the stainless steel refrigerator. This is a standard size refrigerator, and this is a 9.1 cubic feet, stainless steel. And one of the things I want to point out is what we've done here with the Nickolaus Ridge is this wall used to extend a little further, and we were forced to change or keep the refrigerator doors swinging or hinging on the right. We simply made it a little bit shorter. Now it allows us to have these doors so they open up a way that you're typically used to seeing them. So I think that turned out nice. Nice custom backsplash here. LED can lights in the ceiling and throughout the rest of your ceiling area, as well as the sconce lights that will get a closer shot of as we go through. Let's see here. I think, that kind of wraps up the kitchen area here. Oh, I forgot to mention, we also extended the length of the cabinets on this side of the house to provide additional storage as well. And we made these cabinets, these overhead cabinets, super duper tall, I'll say it. So they're really high. So you got a lot of storage there. As you see, I don't know if Nick can get a shot of the primary loft. I want to point something out. And that is what we've done with this house. We've got over 5 feet of clearance in the primary loft. So what we've done in order to accommodate that, sure, we made the house taller, drop axles, more space, but we also dropped the height of the loft down by a few inches. You're just over 6 feet under here, where we're usually at 6'6", giving us the 5 feet. In fact, the owner of this house can actually stand up and walk down the high point of her tiny house. That was incredible to see. So anyway, she loves it. I love it. The fact that she loves it. So that's kind of it. I think that as we look at the primary loft, you'll see we added a cabinet there, bookshelf facing out this way. The other is storage, dresser space, butcher block top, closet space, and we made that really deep. I think it turned out very functional. You might have noticed this way awesome staircase we did here. Floating staircase, stainless steel, black cable railing. I mean, it really is, in my opinion, a statement. Handrails on both sides. I think hopefully you can appreciate the detail that we added in order to make this happen. I really think it turned out well. It's pretty easy to come up and down. And once again, as I mentioned, the butcher block matches the rest of the butcher block in this build. Since we're looking up, also we added the tongue and groove pine to the ceiling across the entire build. And we also have the tongue and groove pine as loft floors. And as you walk underneath the primary loft, you'll see the bottom side of it. And every time we use these as wall finishes, floor finishes, etc., on ceiling, we're going to use a poly urethane clear coat to finish them off. That way, maintenance is minimal, and I think it provides a lustrous look that will last for years and years and years. So I think that's a nice detail. Let's swivel around and take a look at no, change my mind. Let's take a look at the living room. So come on over. We're having some, if you notice the TV is doing a little shaky-dakey thing, our apologies. It's just moving because we're moving and we're sitting on a temporary setting right now. But the flex room here, we've got, this is, almost 8 feet in depth. This is an 8'6" wide build, so you've got the width as well here, and we've got it set up as a little TV room here. I think it's nice and cozy, nice and comfortable. We've changed the window configurations and sizes in here as well to meet this customer's needs. So the one on the right is a little bigger, the one on the left is the typical size, and we deleted the windows that would typically be on that far wall. Once again, I pointed out the fact that the T&G ceilings exist here under the lofts with a poly-coated finish and the 4x4 pine beams. I think, once again, I think it warms up the space very nicely. Let's see. I think the floors also accentuate the warmth of this build, and they tie in very, very well. Hopefully you can appreciate that too. What do you say we go over and take a look at the bathroom? So, bathroom. On our way here, I realized I neglected to point out an important feature. We added heated floors throughout this entire unit. So underneath these warm-looking floors is actually warmth that will come up through these floors once this is turned on. I'm not going to turn it on today because it's a little warm out. But we've got a thermostat that separately controls the bathroom, and there's a second thermostat in the flex room, living room area that controls the remainder of the house. Beautiful feature. I think, you know, it really does add a comfort walking around with your socks on or barefoot. If that fits your needs, by all means, let us know when we build your tiny house. Taking a look at the bathroom, I'm going to let Nick walk in there. I'm going to stand out here. What we've done here is added an RV washer dryer unit that's vented. Got a cabinet above it. To the right of it, in lieu of the residential toilet, this buyer optioned in a composting toilet with a cabinet above it. To the right, we've got a beveled edged medicine cabinet. Now, that medicine cabinet is placed a little lower than we usually do, once again, to accommodate this particular buyer's stature. We've got a petite sink there with a china top on it. I think it really looks nice. The tub is a tub shower combination. Now it comes in pieces. It's a 4-piece setup. Once again, specific to this customer's needs. We also added the bar style sprayer. That's a Moen unit in satin nickel or stainless. I think it's a nice feature. We've got LED lighting throughout, and of course an exhaust fan in all of our bathrooms. This ceiling is enclosed. This is a plywood, a birch plywood that's then painted to provide a long-lasting finish. Nice, isn't it? Pocket door, as always, to each of the rooms. Boom. Oh, I think it's a shaker style. Way cool. Matches the cabinets. I think it's pretty cool. Come on out. Let's take a look at the primary loft. Primary loft, once again, as I noted earlier, we've got over 5 feet of head space at the high point. And we've got a pretty good size primary loft here. So we've got a queen bed sitting in this area, and of course egress windows on the right and left of me, so you can get out in the event of emergency. All these windows open to provide a cross breeze, and all our houses come with window screens too. We don't have them in the show units or when we do the shoots because I like the feel without them. Nick's probably going to get some B-roll of this primary loft area, and show the depth of the closet, because we did increase that for this buyer, and we did increase the cabinet in the loft here, not only in height, but in depth to provide additional storage for this particular buyer. As I noted, the T&G floor with the poly finish, it really is a very functional area. As you can see here, this is a queen size bed, nightstands, the LED wall sconces, I think provides for a very functional, livable tiny house primary bedroom. Cool. All right. Hey guys, I want to show you, I don't think I've done this very many times in our videos, but how the secondary loft ladder actually operates and how easy it is to do this. Now, we custom make all this hardware for our ladders. So what you see here is basically a hook, a U-shaped hook that allows you to move this ladder and it doesn't tip over and fall out. Once it's moved over, you simply slide it down for accessing the loft itself. Now, we can change the angle of this depending on your needs, and we can actually change the size of this ladder too. I mean, to make it deeper step treads. So really, once again, you know, it's up to you. I want to show you the entry cabinet. See these cool knobs? So in this case, what she has asked us to do is provide open shelving in this area. It's a foot deep. Sometimes folks will put hanging hooks on the left and right. Notice the shoe cubby storage area at the bottom. So back to the ladder. Pretty easy. Slide it out for accessing the secondary loft. I mean, climbing this baby ain't no problem at all. And look at this loft. We are just over 6 feet, 8 feet wide. We've got the dual egress windows, both of them open. This area is just so inviting to me. I want to just go up there and pop that bottle open and kick back and say, hey, man, I'm loving life right now. So we've got it set up as a little sitting, reading area right now, and sometimes it's set up as a bedroom. You know, it can be a lot of different things. Library, not a bowling alley, not in this one anyway. So anyway, you know, really we want to build the tiny house to meet your needs as we've done in this particular situation. Hopefully there's some elements in here that say, hey, way cool, I want that. So by all means, let's discuss it. One of the things I want to point out, I think I did on the outside of the house, in fact, never mind, I'm going to sit down and tell you what I told you, and I'll wrap this all up and put it all in a nice little bow. Come on down, let's go sit in the living room and I'll chat. Okay guys, I'm not going to sit in the living room after all. I'm going to sit in the secondary loft because it looks so inviting. No, I haven't opened it yet, but, oh, this is the good stuff too. Look at that. $2 chuck. Well, it's not $2 anymore, is it? Anyway, we'll get sideways on that. The build. 28-foot Nickolaus Ridge, customized for this particular buyer. Extended height lofts, drop axles to give us this I mean, this is enormous interior height-wise. 5 foot in the primary loft, from the top of the loft to the highest point of the ceiling. Underneath that loft, just over 6 feet. This side, however, is 6'6", providing us with a loft space here that's about 50, I don't know, 6 inches or so. So it's still roomy, it's still open. In this particular build, we've added the ductless heating and cooling system, the mini split. It has the on-demand tankless water heater, and it's a residential water heater, not an RV. We've added the single unit washer dryer in the bathroom, along with a composting toilet per this customer's request. Dropped the mirror down, the medicine cabinet mirror, to accommodate this buyer's height. You know, a lot of little details that just make this meet and make this feel like her home, with some very specifics in terms of the dishwasher, the Fisher Paykel. Beautiful unit. What we've done to the kitchen, the counter space, the height of the cabinets that we added with that additional cabinet, the drawer space, the appliances, the 2-burner propane cooktop, the electric oven, the refrigerator, stainless steel. This house is standard, typically, with a pantry cabinet. You have that in here as well. We did the quartz countertops with the custom backsplash, and the pot filler faucet in here. You know, jumping back to the bathroom with that Moen handheld sprayer. Once again, another detail that this buyer felt would just make her life that much easier. So I'm really happy that we were able to do that. We've got sconce lights throughout, all LED. We added a ceiling fan in here with the wooden blades, and it has a light on it as well. And that fan is reversible depending on the time of year and the direction you want your air to flow. Egress windows in both of the lofts. The pine T&G ceiling that you have added to this house. The extended depth we added to the storage in that primary loft for the open closet with hanging space and the dresser space. And I think Nick's going to have some B-roll of that as you get into the end of the video. Flex room, did some modifications to the windows in there to accommodate, once again, this particular buyer's wants. So I think it turned out really well. If there are, oh, you know what I forgot to mention is we also added a closed cell foam insulation into the ceiling to add that much more insulating properties to this particular build. Windows, as always, these are low E, they call it smart glass, that allows the warmth of the sun to come in the wintertime. In the summertime, it deflects it. Argon gas filled to add to the insulating properties of these windows. They are residential windows. They are vinyl, so they don't sweat. A lot of components, a lot of things that we've done that we do are standard, and then again, a lot of the components in here were added to meet this particular buyer's wants. So I think it turned out pretty neat. You know, one of the highlights for me is that staircase, that open floating staircase with a black stainless steel cable railing. I really love that. I mean, this is our first shot at it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The buyer is really happy with it. I think it looks incredible. If any of these components seem like they could meet your needs for your tiny house, talk to us. We'd love to incorporate, if not these items, what you feel is important for your tiny house. We want you happy. We've been doing this for over a decade now. And we have a lot of happy customers out there. We want you to be one of them. Anyway, Lou, the team, Tiny Mountain Houses, Nick for doing the videographing. If I said that right, I don't know if I didn't. Sorry. You know how to get a hold of us, guys. You know, we would love to hear from you. If it's just checking out our video, we appreciate that you've done that. Thanks, guys. Hopefully hear from you soon. If not, we got more videos coming your way. Thanks again, Lou, Tiny Mountain Houses, and the team.